Welcome back to Just Talking Love.
Good evening. Welcome to Just Talking Love.
Hi, Fabian. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. Very well, thanks.
Good evening to your guest.
Good evening.
When I listen to the documentary that you're having on the radio here,
Yes.
you know what sums it up?
Tell me.
Everything was paved with good intention. Operation Pride and all the government projects that we have.
Yes.
It had a stated intention to put houses into the hands of poor Jamaicans like myself. But with the economic condition of what taking place and rising inflation, everything that was intended for good turned out to be terrible.
Yes.
So I wouldn't blame the minister or the government on that. I would just say it had bad climate. The climate wasn't right for something like this.
Well, the intent is not to cast aspirations or blame anyone. It's for us to see, for all to see what had taken place, and to try to prevent the reoccurrence of that in the future as we move forward.
You know what I think also too?
Into the 53rd year of independence.
You know what I think also too? What the government should have done is seek the international help, like people like from Canada, United States, United Kingdom, and let them come in and put their input, even the UNESCO and all those people, to put in their input, and even the private sector to make it more viable. You know what I mean?
Yes, well, that's in the past that you say that's what you think they should have done.
Yes.
But what's done is already done. It's now behind us. We need to look forward.
Yes, and what we don't know, what we need to do now is look forward to something and say, yes, mistakes were made and things went wrong, but we try to prevent them in our independence going forward.
Then every one of us has a role to play in moving forward.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much for your input this evening,
All
Natalie.
right, keep
Take
going.
care now. Goodbye.
All right.
Politically, because I witnessed firsthand in some cases procedural irregularities. If you're part of a project and you have the minister assisting, because when this is government driven and you're looking to who is at the helm of it for assistance, and then you realize sooner than later that even as you seek to build communities through these Operation Pride, you're building a nation. Part of what went wrong with Operation Pride, there were a lot of informal contracts. So what is the scope of the work to be done? Who knows? At what cost it is to be done? Who knows? As long as at the end of the day, some of the workers in my constituency or some of the people who support me politically are given the work.
Many things went wrong, and a lot of Jamaican government money has gone down the drain. We actually have one case in court for overpayments, and there are several others that if the evidence could be put together, should go to court. The fact is that in many cases, the bonds just seem to have gone into a deep dark hole.
There is this expectation that once government work is available, it's going to be time for the supporters of the political party to get work with no reference to their competence, and especially in buildings. Every man is a builder. What is the standard at which they're building? Who knows? Road work, everybody can do it. Talking about the infrastructure side now of a project like Operation Pride, where roads have to be put in, water pipes have to be laid, whatever, the full works. And so many people, I have seen people on sites who have no competence, really no competence, doing technical work.
People are moving out of the area largely because of crime and violence, but importantly, because of the lag time in terms of infrastructure. road, water, and light.
Has enough been done? Of course not, because we're still suffering from a project that meant well but has gone wrong. And what is even worse for me is that we do not learn the lessons. And so you have other projects coming on and you see the same things being done. And the cost gets greater and greater. Corruption, development, or democracy.
Welcome back. Just want to welcome all those of you who've just joined us. Those who have been sharing with us from the start of the program, I want to thank you for your patience and all that. And just to inform our new listeners, those who have just joined us, that we're looking at the Jamaican independence, which was celebrated last Wednesday, looking at how far we've come, the problems with which we have been faced, and to look at the ways in which we can overcome those problems, and also endeavor not to have a repetition of such problems. In our studios, we have our panelist, Mrs. Patricia Barker, our studio engineer, Rodin Rowe, and a very special guest is Miss Kamala Gupe. And just before we took the break, we were looking at infrastructure, as the speaker spoke about the infrastructural problems with which we are faced. No light, no water, no roads. And I want to ask Ms. Kamala Gupe, a country without proper infrastructure, how far can we go?
Well, infrastructure, as it says, is what's important to have the structural basis, physical structural basis for the society to advance. And whereas you need the people, our young people, you know, we have a saying that the children are our future,
That's right.
but the children are our present as well. You need human resource, but you also need the infrastructure so that whether it's producing goods to get them to market, or you having safe streets on which to travel, or you have the energy, the resource to create, factories where things can happen. So it's all part of a whole. So without energy, without roads, without housing, without schooling, then you are back to a jungle mentality.
In other words, we're going nowhere.
I hope not. I hope that there are people of vision who understand the importance of that part of development as a nation, because without that, then you're going to be stuck in time, and time waits for no one.
Most definitely. Mrs. Parker?
Absolutely. Time waits for no one. And what is required now is that we demand that our leaders do what they are supposed to do. Not just sit back and say, I will do it tomorrow, or I will look at it next week. It has to be done, and it has to be done now. But we're not demanding enough, maybe. And this is why it falls by the wayside.
Also, it would appear that a lot of us are not prepared to move forward in facing the problems as they are, and to do something about it. We all need help. So as we weep on each other's shoulder, we should be prepared to roll up our sleeves and do some of the work. So we ask ourselves, how long will this last? Just how long are we prepared to continue having the experiences of the past without turning around and make a positive move forward to address the evils with which we are faced? Ms. Gopi?
How long? A very, very difficult question to say. It has to be a personal question, it has to be a public question, and it has to be a political question. Think of those 3 P's: personal, public, and political. And personal at the individual level, saying, I can do things differently. It has to be part of the public debate as to what has to be done differently. And it has to be a political question in how is the government prepared to lead with integrity, to ensure that as you say, the evils of the past are not perpetuated on the present and the future. So how long is dependent upon changes being made at those 3 levels: personal, public, and political.
Certainly. I think Marcus Garvey uttered the words, I think it was like this, that independence, we rather to be independent by ourselves or from our own people or by own people rather than others. And I believe when he uttered those words, it was in the true meaning and spirit of political independence by and for Jamaicans. Of course, political independence of a nation means that it has capacity to organize its government and civic institutions to ensure accountability, and is responsible for the domestic control of the centers of social decision-making powers. Such powers, obviously, should include the establishment of cultural and socio-economic systems for social progress, and, most importantly, nation building. Now, how are we able to say that that will be achieved in its fullest form within the next year of our independence? Ms. Cooper?
I don't think I should make a comment on this. I do not live in Jamaica, and I would hate to be the outsider coming in and telling you what to do. However, as someone born in this land, as someone who values what Jamaica has provided for me in terms of my values and my principles, I would hope that those values and principles which I was taught here 50 years ago can come back into play in such a way that we all put our shoulders to the wheel. We all recognize we have a responsibility for making a positive difference.
Thank you so much. Mr. Parker?
Absolutely agree with that. But what we need to do is to ensure that in our nation building, we take care of not just the children, but the older people. There is no social program for the elderly, and that's a shame. So we have to ensure that as we educate our young people and prepare them to take on the next 50 years, that they are well prepared to do so.
Thank you so much. And so we ask the question in song, what have they done to the rain? You're listening to Just Talking Love, broadcasting from News Talk 93 FM right here on the beautiful modern campus of the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. We're about to take a short break. We'll be back with you momentarily.